Hey guys, what's up? Brent Calmer from Blue Water VST, here with a quick review of the new Native Instruments Machine expansion, which is called Platinum Bounce. This one is aimed squarely at producers for urban club music, so we're talking about hip-hop, R&B, Dirty South, electro, crossover stuff. Anything that demands high-intensity, high-energy sounds is kind of a target of this expansion pack. Native Instruments calls it the motherlode of urban flavor, and I think that's an accurate description once you get a sense for how this sounds. On the stats, this includes 45 drum kits and 54 instruments, and the instruments are sampled from synths like the Mini Moog, Oberheim SEM, and Jupiter 6. They're all very clean, high-quality samples. Those instruments are divided between 16 pads, 4 organs, 17 leads, 8 keys, and 9 basses. So enough of that. Let's get a sense for how this sounds. Now, this is one of the 6 included machine projects. This one is called Fire Hazard, I believe. Here's how it sounds. So that gives you a sense for it. Now, one thing that really stands out about this expansion pack, and I speak as someone who is kind of uninitiated into these genres, so you can take what I say with a grain of salt, but I think the pairing of the kicks and the sub bass is really stands out here. I mean, it's really high energy on the low end. So if we solo, say, this Planet Roll kit, and we include this Sinister Eights kit, we'll get a sense for how some of these projects use the kick and sub bass to play off one another, and it's really high intensity stuff. Here's how it sounds. So the sub bass itself is being played by this Sinister Eights kit. It's also playing a hat pattern up here. But there are both a lot of kicks that include heavy sub bass content, and then there are some nice sub bass sounds that are included as instruments here. So you see that I have the instruments tab selected here. So in Platinum Bounce, we have all of these different instruments at the ready here. And as I said, some of them that really stand out are these bass tones. So another thing that's really nice about this expansion pack is the diversity of the drum kits. These are all high intensity sounds, but that doesn't mean they all sound the same. There's a lot of thought and a lot of imagination clearly given into creating these, and I think it shows. So I've created this very simple pattern that currently is being played with the March On kit, and we're just going to solo this, and here's how this sounds. Now I've turned on my auto audition down here, and we can toggle through some of these other kits and play them with the same pattern to give you a sense of the diversity here. Let's try this one at the top, All About You kit. So I'm just going to click on this to load it. And here we go. It's another nice one in here, Big Business kit. These are great names, aren't they? There you get a sense for some of the sub bass content. In addition to the 54 instruments, there are a number of kits that are purely melodic in character, so you can use them to create melodies. They have chord stabs, piano sounds, guitars, synths. This project, which is called Salute, uses this extensively. Here's how it sounds. If we just solo the synth part. And again, these are samples that the producer of this project assembled from the various melodic kits, and samples include things like this. And another one of these kits that's quite nice is this String Digs kit. This has a lot of interesting samples. the risk of taking up too much of your time, I just want to give you a brief sampling of some of these instruments that are included. There are 54 of them. They're divided between bass, keys, lead, organ, and pads. And here are a few of the basses. This one's called Buzztron. Here's filter bot. Nice sub bass called Warper. Now moving on to the keys, let's see what we have. Niner. And I've moved all of these into keyboard mode so that we can actually play them on the pads. Bouncy keys. It's kind of nice, a little digital piano action here. Leads include bucks. Now you may need to transpose these after you drag them onto a pad because sometimes they load a couple octaves higher than they need to be. Dusty. It's a nice saw sound. Here's popcorn. So you get a sense for some of the range here. Organs, let's see, Dr. Lonnie. It's kind of nice. Praise the Lord. And then finally our pad sounds, BioX. Let's hear that. Nice and lush. And chips. So there you have it. That's a new Platinum Bounce expansion for Maschine. And if you're into any of these genres, R&B, hip-hop, looking to do radio-friendly stuff, this is kind of a no-brainer because there's a ton to work with here. It's $59. It really delivers the goods. And you can learn a ton just by looking at the included projects. That's a lot of fun to do, to kind of dissect those and see how they're put together. If you're looking for something that's a little more old school, that has kind of more of a retro vibe, you might check out Vintage Heat, which is another Maschine expansion done by Goldbaby, who puts together really wonderful stuff. And that one is $59 as well. You can also check all of these out if you own an iPhone. You can get iMaschine and then get the abbreviated versions of these sample packs or these expansions for iMaschine. And you know, they range from 99 cents to $2.99. It's a great way of getting a sense for whether the sound is something that you want to work with or whether you want something else. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm Brent Kelmer from Blue Water VST. I hope to talk to you again soon. Take care. Have fun.